said I called you all kinds of nasty things, which I felt was a slight over-exaggeration. Of course, all the comments are gone, so I can't go back and look at them. But if I recall, I think the only real low blow I made was after you brought my children up, because I had them on my personal channel, my daughter playing piano and my son opening some birthday presents. I think the only low blow I really made, which was totally inappropriate, and I apologize, was saying something about you feeling deep hatred towards my white son for having a father around. Again, it was uncalled for, and I apologize. I never called you a nigger, never called you a welfare case, I never called you a piece of shit or anything else. So let's not leave that one wide open for everybody to read into, because I think you're trying to make this out a little worse than it is. But at the end of the videos, I felt as though you were saying, I'm a white supremacist, and that gun was for me, and that I threatened your life, which is bullshit. You and I both know that. Hopefully it's someone else. Hopefully you're making the whole thing up, because if people do that crap, they're just idiots anyway that need to make death threats. So hopefully that's over exaggerated, and you're not really fearing for your life, because that's not appropriate. But I really hope you aren't drawing the correlation between me arguing that a picture of Monique on the Drudge Report is racist, and me creating 3 accounts because you kept deleting the comments and blocking me makes me a white supremacist, or a cyberbully, whatever, and that somehow translates into a death threat. If you're doing it just to further your agenda, you need to stop, because that is farther from the truth. And again, you and I both know that. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe racism is okay from either side in any form. And I despise those who degrade others for their color of their skin, whether they are black, white, brown, green, or whatever. So if showing your gun on that video was for me, I think you need to calm down just a little bit. I know shit's happened to you, and you have your own life story, and maybe it had nothing to do with me, but don't let me into that crap, because you're over-exaggerating. If that was for me, you're way over-exaggerating. So just to let you know, I have no motivation to jump in a car, drive 2,000 miles, sleep in a couple hotels, spend a couple $100 on gas, just to come to your doorstep and flip you off or punch you in the face. I mean, I just don't. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal to me to have a disagreement with somebody. And if you're turning it into that, again, I think you're over-exaggerating. I know you've had a lot of shit happen to you on YouTube with comments and things, so maybe that's what's steering you in that direction with me. But man, put the brakes on, because you don't need to go get a gun if you think that I'm making threats that aren't there. So again, that's probably for someone else, but I just got to make sure that you're not blowing that out of proportion. Now, to answer your question, I know you're going to ask, why do I still watch you? Well, I said it in one of my comments that you deleted. If I recall right, I was pissed off because your own comment was racist in your assumptions that Monique was probably a Democrat supporter of Obama, because, well, everyone read into that. Why are you assuming that? Because she's black? There were a couple other things I can't remember again, because the comments are deleted, so nobody can look and see for themselves. But I said right there, I was so pissed off that you were making these racist comments, and it almost made me want to unsubscribe. And you said, "Don't let the door hit you on the way out." And I was just flabbergasted at how you treat some of your viewers that disagree with you. That automatically gets them a ban and their comments deleted. We all have different opposing views, and some are factual, some are just ones we just have in our head because that's just the way we are. But man, I told you why I like to watch you. I like to watch you because of your different view. I subscribe to lots of different channels. I read a lot of different things. I watch MSNBC, Fox, whether it's Glenn Beck, or I can't stand Sean Hannity, and Glenn Beck's getting a little too far out there. These guys, even on NBC, these guys are all out there to entertain and to captivate an audience. Whether they have to take the side of tearing down the other or whatever. But I subscribe to How the World Works, the Young Turks, several CNN feeds that just individuals post, things like that. So I watch it to get another aspect and another view. I just mainly have a problem with you, with your reverse racism, which is the race baiting. I'd like to be unblocked, but that's up to you. But if I'm going to be blocked and censored for posting an opposing view with facts that don't, then don't bother. But I think if you looked, you'd find outside. If you stepped outside of your bubble, I think you'd find just as much racism in both parties. I just let you know, I despise both parties. I'm independent. There's things I lean to the Democrat side, and things I lean to the Republican side. My thing is that the Republican or Democrat Party play both sides of the aisle and are doing nothing but destroying us. Each side feeds on negative energy. Do I get a gun and defend myself against it and create a militia? Hell no. I vote. I have my reasons for disliking Obama, and guess what? He does have some socialist agenda. We had presidents before us had the same agendas, and they didn't get called. The people didn't get called racist for disagreeing with them. There's lots of things I don't like about Obama, and one of them is, definitely not one of them is for his skin color. I have lots of reasons, just like Nancy Pelosi. Not one of them is because she's a woman. I have lots of reasons to dislike Barney Frank, and not one of them is for his sexual preference. It just seems like the Democratic Party plays every single race, sex, and gender card that can be played, and immediately goes to the throat and claim the other side is intolerant, bigoted, uneducated, and vicious. On a side note, I've often wondered why the Democrat Party put Obama up instead of Hillary, and there's a part of me that thinks that they use their own people. There's part of me that thinks that Obama, they saw him as a black man, and they could use the race card a hell of a lot more than they could the sex card with Hillary Clinton. So, yeah, that's an interesting theory. I have no facts to back that up. That's my own opinion, and I'll put that right out there. But both the Republican side and Democratic side will use their politicians, so it would not surprise me that they picked Obama so that every little thing the right disagreed with, they could be called a racist, because that goes so much farther than saying you don't like Hillary because she's a woman. That wouldn't have gone very far. Just my opinion. So, anyway, let's calm down here. I found the reason for your video. I'm not a white supremacist. I'm not a cyberstalker. I'm not going to come do anything to you. Again, maybe that was someone else. But, I know you put up with a lot of crap, and a lot of it's unfair on your videos. Some of it you bring on yourself. If you're going to open it up for debate, then expect to have a debate. But please don't start lumping me or anyone else who disagrees with you into your white supremacist, cyber-stalking, violent group. I'm not a respecter of person. I could care less what your religion, color, sex, any of that stuff are. I just call it the way I see it. So, we can disagree. That's fine. But just chill a little bit, man. Hopefully you got the letter that I sent you. If you did and you read it or watched these videos, cool, man. Thanks. Just like to know you got it. So just respond and say you got it, whatever. I'm not going to keep the pissing match going anymore, especially if you're going to imply I'm a nigger mania lover, a white supremacist, a cyberbully, or present a gun indicating that I've done something to make you feel like your life is threatened when I've done nothing of the sort. And if I was the one that tipped that, it was the last straw, and you bought a gun because of me, wow, man, you are like hyper paranoid, because that could be farther from the truth, and yeah, totally unnecessary. So anyway, man, hope you have a good night or a good day, whatever you got going on there. And there's no hate here, man. So let's not jump to conclusions when people disagree with you. So I hope all the bullshit stops, and people will look at the content of your video and not the color of your skin, because I do think that's bullshit. So, yeah. Talk to you later.